Hi guys, today I'm going to be doing a lens review of the new Lumix 24-105 Macro f4 lens. And I'm going to start right now. Hi guys, and welcome back to the channel. My name is James, and if it is the very first time to this channel and you want to learn all about Photoshop, Lightroom and everything photography related, start now by subscribing and hitting the bell so you don't miss anything. So in this video guys, I'm going to be doing a lens review of the new Lumix 24-105 Macro f4 lens. It's also a kit lens if you purchase the either Lumix S1 or S1R. I'm going to be breaking this review down into 5 separate parts so we can work out if this very lens is worth a spot in your camera bag. So without further ado guys, let's get started. So the first thing I'm going to be talking about is the build quality of this lens. So this lens is made out of a premium plastic, rubber and metal construction with 2 rubberized rings. The first ring is a focus ring. Now this ring is a fly-by-wire in construction, meaning there is no full-time manual focusing with this lens. The other ring is a zoom ring, which zooms from 24mm to 105mm. Both of these rings are well damped and very easily to fine-tune. The lens is also weather sealed, which is great if you're planning on wanting to use this lens either in light rain or maybe in a dusty environment. This lens is a great general purpose lens, ideal for all types of photography, including portrait, landscape and even macro photography. So for that reason, I'm going to be giving it a 9 out of 10 for build quality. So the next thing I'm going to be talking about is the image quality of this lens. So this lens zooms from 24mm, which is a wide angle, to 105mm, which is a medium telephoto range. This particular type of zoom range allows photographers to capture a variety of subjects without needing to change lenses. This lens is also incredibly sharp throughout the entire focal range. And from the photos that I took, I was pleasantly surprised with the quality of the photos, especially zoomed out at 105mm, although I did notice slight vignetting at 24mm, so do bear that in mind. This lens also offers optical image stabilization. This lens offers up to 6 stops of stabilization when partnered with either the Panasonic S1 or S1R using its dual stabilization technology. The only real downside of this lens is the f4 aperture. This aperture is quite high and doesn't allow you to create out of focus backgrounds or bokeh very easily. So this particular lens is not necessarily great for shallow depth of field shots when you're regarding it to portrait photography. This lens is also not great for low light photography, again because of the high f4 aperture. But this lens more than compensates with this for the sharpness of the images that it takes. So for that reason, I'm going to be giving it an 8 out of 10 for image quality. So the next thing I'm going to be talking about is the size and weight of this lens. Now, because this lens is a zoom lens, it is larger than some prime Panasonic lenses on the market today. But again, because it's a zoom lens, it allows you to capture a variety of subjects without needing to change lenses all of the time, which is really handy in some situations. To think it zooms from 24 to 105mm, there are a multitude of primes within that range, so this makes this lens really handy in some situations. So for the most part, this lens will really fit into most camera bags. And because it's made out of a premium plastic construction, this lens is also quite light, especially if you compare it to other Panasonic lenses on the market today, weighing in at just 680 grams or 1.5 pounds in the US. This lens is also quite light, especially if you compare it to other 24-105mm f4 lenses on the market, especially if you compare it to the Sigma 24-105 that weighs in at 885 grams, a lot heavier. So for that reason, I'm going to be giving it an 8 out of 10 for size and weight. So the next thing I'm going to be talking about is the focus motor of this lens. So this lens has an incredibly quick focus motor that is actually quite quiet. I didn't notice any back focusing issues, although compared to the Canon camera that I'm using, I found that the Panasonic S1R was actually a little bit slower. So the only real downside to this lens is the sound of the image stabilization. When I was using the internal microphone of the camera, you will notice a slight ticking and whirring sound. And I must say, this sound is actually quite off-putting, especially if you're using the internal microphone. So if you're planning on wanting to use this lens for video, I would highly suggest either using a lapel mic or maybe a shotgun mic to reduce this noise. But overall, the focus motor was quiet and incredibly quick to focus, especially for photography. So for that reason, I'm going to be giving it a 9 out of 10 for focus motor control. And last but most importantly is the price. And coming in at £1,290, this lens is one of the more expensive 24 to 105mm f4 lenses on the market today, compared to the brand new Canon RF lens that comes in at just £1,119, or even the Sony E-mount lens that comes in at £1,099. This lens is by far the most expensive out of the three, and to be honest, is one of the most expensive 24 to 105mm f4 lenses out of all of the main camera brands, especially if you compare it to the third-party Sigma or Tamron lens. The lens is almost double the price. The Sigma comes in at just £565, a massive saving. But I would still say that this lens is a great starting point, especially if you are brand new to the Lumix Panasonic ecosystem. So for that reason, I'm going to be giving this lens a 6 out of 10 for price. Brilliant, and there we go guys. So that is my lens review of the new 24 to 105 Lumix f4 macro lens. And with a respectable score of 40 out of 50, this is a highly recommended lens to have in your camera bag. And again, you can obviously just buy the camera lens itself, or you can obviously get it with a kit, either buying the Lumix S1 or S1R. Again guys, if you want to like, comment and subscribe to my channel, it really does help my channel grow. Also, if you want to hit the bell notification, so you don't miss any of my latest content. But until next time guys, keep creating.